But it was nice to see the Rito back in Breath of the Wild, because I believe the only other game they had been in at this point was Wind Waker. And I really did like the concept of having bird people that weren't chickens. So now we're at the flight range. I guess while we're here, do I want to cook anything? What do we have in terms of cooked food? We could definitely use some healing. I guess we might as well cook 5 now that we have 5 hearts. Anything else worth cooking? I guess I might as well cook this. So the interesting thing, now that we have all this stamina, if we get a food that expands our temporary stamina meter or temporary hearts, it'll actually fully refill the thing that it extends in addition to giving you the extension. So if you have, say, 3 stamina wheels and you eat this thing that only gives you a tiny yellow sliver, that'll actually refill all 3 of your green stamina bars. So it's super efficient if you want to cook that way, as opposed to cooking these, which will only give you the green part back and a small fraction of it at that.
Yeah? I don't know you, and I'm actually pretty busy here. You should probably go.
You look very busy, fumbling with that bow. Actually, I'm pretty busy too, right, Link? Look how busy Link is. He's just as busy as Teba. I mean, all Teba's doing is just playing with his bow, staring at it, pulling the string once or twice. Eventually, Link's idle animation will have him play with the weapon that he's holding, and I was hoping to equate the two together. It doesn't look like he is, or it'll take too long. Oh well, let's get things started anyway. Guilty as charged. Actually, I can turn the camera around to actually have a good look at him. I like the way he looks. Now remember, we only have 3 minutes to do this challenge. We have to hit 5 targets in 3 minutes. It's a pretty tall order, I think. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. I mean, 5 targets in 3 minutes. Does the timer stop completely? Oh no, it's very slow. And we're done. It's weird, it doesn't go by hundredths of a second, it just goes by whatever the frame counter would be. Because I'm sure most of you know that Breath of the Wild only operates at 30 frames per second. So when there's a timer going, it'll only show 30 intervals of a second. Meaning that it'll skip on average, I think, like 3/100ths of a second. But I didn't know that when the timer was slowed down, it still skips them. That's weird. Oh, I don't need that ball. Oh hey, 20 bomb arrows, nice. The Zoras made me come up with my own shock arrows, but you're giving me not only 20 arrows that I need, but the better arrows. That's super helpful. I can't just sit on the side and watch. Alright, he also mentioned we need cold resistance because we're going up into the sky. But it's already cold here where we are, so it was supposed to introduce you to the fact that you need it. But you do need 2 levels of cold resistance, not just 1. And of course, this isn't going to be easy. Well, I mean, it is going to be easy. But it's not going to be as easy as just flying up to it. Apparently the Medoh has this magical shield that also comes with turrets. So we just have to shoot the turrets down and that'll somehow destroy the shield. Don't question it. So Teba will give us one last chance to prepare if we want to, but we're all ready.
Go for it.
Now, the one thing... Oh, it automatically switches us to bomb arrows. The interesting thing... Did I miss? Am I missing? Why am I missing?
That's it.
That's weird. So the interesting thing about the updrafts here in particular, and just like the one at the flight range, you will not lose stamina. Well, I mean, you will lose stamina, but it will automatically refill completely. I've never missed this much. So you do need to shoot these things twice. I guess I'm usually shooting it from a higher... Wow, I've never missed this much.
That's the way.
As soon as you reopen your paraglider, your stamina refills completely. So if you just do this the whole time, you will never lose any stamina. And there are only a select few places where that happens. I can't aim down. So these things do take 2 shots. I don't know if there's a bow strong enough to allow you to break them with just 1. One single projectile shot. I'm almost out of bomb arrow. Holy crap. Am I really this bad a shot?
We did it.
That's unfortunate, because bomb arrows are probably the most useful arrow in the game. I'm really gonna miss those.
Well done, Link. That thing is history.
Say, Teva, do you smell fried chicken? For whatever reason, I smell fried chicken. Oh, that's why.
Bad news, Link. It looks like I got hit pretty good back there. I think I need to get back to the flight range. I just hope that I can make it back. You head down to Medoh. Good luck. It's all you.
And thus we arrive at our 3rd divine beast. Here we go again.
Well now, I've seen that face before. I had a feeling you would show up eventually, but making me wait 100 years is a bit indulgent.
Nice to see you too.
You're here to wrest control of Medoh away from Ganon, correct? If so, then the first thing you'll want to do is find yourself a map.
Oh, screw your map. I don't need your map.
That guidance stone has the information for the layout of this divine beast. Can you make it there?
You know what, Revali? I think I'm such an incompetent warrior that I can't actually make it to the map. I won't be able to get to that guidance stone. I'll just somehow have to find a way through this place without your help. I wonder how that's even going to be possible. Oh, poor Link. So stupid, he can't even get to the map. How's he gonna beat the big old divine beast without it? What a shame. If only he wasn't so stupid. Unfortunately, though, he is stupid, so he can't do it without the map. What a shame.
There are 4 terminals remaining. Still a ways to go.
We might be in a bit of a pickle here. Geronimo! Thankfully, it doesn't leave you where the terminal was, otherwise we would not have had a way to get back up. So this is where the big one is, which means this is probably going to be one hell of a boss arena, considering the others were pretty close to wherever that was, the big terminal was. Did I go too far? It's over there. I can't get there this way. Okay, buddy. I'll try to stay alive long enough for you to disappear, and then we'll try that again. Maybe it would be a better idea to come around from the other way. I'm always a bit iffy on this one, because it's kind of difficult to see where it is, considering how the ceiling slopes down a bit. You can kind of see it, but it's difficult. You don't want to clip the roof either, because if Link tries to climb a wall while you're there, then he'll automatically put his paraglider away. That's not generally a thing you want to do when there's no floor underneath you.
There are 3 terminals remaining. Keep going.
Thankfully, this opens up the gate here. Oh, I heard something behind me. Did I? There you are. There you are. Now I think we'll want to activate you next. Oh, that gave us a chest. Probably useless. Survey says not completely useless. I think what we want to do here is move you so that that opens that up. And I believe the next step would probably be hello? That's not what I wanted to happen. I tried to hit it multiple times, it only hit it once. I guess it's only gonna hit it once. I don't know why. Is 3 enough? I guess it is. Oh, and it even snapped back to hit me. I didn't know it did that. That's pretty funny.
There are 2 terminals remaining. You're almost there.
Isn't that surprising, Revali? Somebody who's so incapable of traversing the map that he can't even find where the map is. Oh, I guess I can shoot you while I'm up here. I seem to remember there being another one, though. Isn't there? Oh, you're on the other side of that. Can I get it from here? I don't think I can. Those things are a pain to deal with, generally. Got the shaft again. I believe the only way you can one-shot them is by firing an arrow at them. You can smack them a couple of times with a melee weapon, but it's not nearly as effective. Let's see if I can do this right. Because again, you don't want to grab onto the roof. And that bar down there, if you land on that bar, it will, of course, eliminate your paraglider. So time and time again, I've landed on that thing without intending to, and it's messed with me multiple times. Oh yeah, there's one up there too. See, this is why arrows are so useful. You need them for basically everything. Oh, I guess the light scale trident is enough to kill him. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I can do this. Can I? I don't think I can. Oh yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. For whatever reason, I thought you could make it from there. Maybe you can. I don't seem to remember it, though. Anyway, we should be able to make it to this terminal, regardless.
Just one terminal remaining. What do you know?
Apparently the other one that we're missing is in there. And I don't see any way of actually being able to get in there. So we're going to have to find a way around. And we're already familiar enough with the outside of this place that it's probably not going to be too difficult. Maybe I should have gone up here and done this last. And saved the other one. But it's also really cool how you can see everything around the area. Since we're on the bird and the bird is outside, you can look around and see pretty much everything in the map, given how high up we are.
That was the last terminal. Now you just need to start the main control unit. I want you to take a good look at your map. There should be a new glowing point on there.
Well, Revali, you didn't sound like I was capable of finding the map on my own. I thought this opened up. Maybe it doesn't. Does it not? That's weird. I thought it did. Oh well. Oh, it does leave us in here. Oh. Okay, I guess I do have to get out the old-fashioned way then, don't I? I didn't think I did, but I suppose I do. Okay. Suit yourself, video game. Nope. Get on that button. Button. There you go. I didn't remember that you actually had to do that. So admittedly, one of the reasons why I wanted to do, or I would not have minded doing Medoh first, is because doing so allows me to completely ignore the map in its entirety. Did I use the other royal? I did use the royal bow. Okay. Let's get Yeah, let's get some bomb arrows out. Or, you know what? I don't know if ice arrows would be more effective against this guy than bomb arrows, but I suppose it can't hurt. I do really like that you can see pretty much everything there is to see throughout the entire map here, given how high up we are. Like, even though we're in a dungeon, you can still see the towers, you can still see the castle, you can see the mountains in the distance. I think those are the Hebra Mountains. It's just really cool how you can see all of these areas on the map. And it's also nice that even though the bird is actually moving around in the sky, and you can see that the background is rotating to account for that as well, but the shrine or the dungeon itself doesn't have physics that affect the bird's movement. Like, you would expect if the bird was moving underneath you while you're floating up here, that the bird would be moving away from you and you'd be standing still, but you don't have to worry about that in the Divine Beast. It's nice in the sense that it's a lot to account for when you're not expecting it, but it's also weird that the game doesn't really account for it because a lot of similar situations were actually accounted for. I don't know.
That thing is one of Ganon's own, and it plays dirty. It defeated me 100 years ago, but only because I was winging it.
Ha!
I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but you must avenge me, Link.
So here we go again. Which direction are you going? You're going that way. Alrighty, buddy. So again, shoot it a couple times in the eye. What? Windblade, you really gotta do that? I don't appreciate you when you do that. Should I heal? I should probably heal. We got a 3? We got a 3. Windblade, please, do you really make me go up here and do the slow-mo? Because where did you go? Why are you on the floor? Who gave you permission to be on the floor? Alright, you want me to use the wind? I'll use the wind. I really didn't want to. Alright, so we're doing this now. Did you really get up after that? Windblade, please. Windblade, please. You're not difficult. Stop being difficult. He's gonna be difficult.
Watch your blind spot.
What blind spot? I can see myself perfectly fine, thank you very much. I can see myself perfectly fine, thank you. So you just lather, rinse, and repeat. You're up there. Oh. What? Hello? You can't do that! I call shenanigans. Oh, I'm almost out of stamina. Excuse me. Please don't do that.
Go for it!
That was a bit harder than I expected it to be. But it's done. And now Revali can feel useful again. I bet he's excited for that.
Well, I'll be plucked. You defeated him, eh?
We'll pluck you too, buddy.
Who would have thought? Well done. I suppose I should thank you now that my spirit is free. This returns Medoh back to its rightful owner. Don't preen yourself just for doing your job. I do suppose you've proven your value as a warrior worthy of my unique ability, the sacred skill that I have dubbed Revali's Gale.
How humble.
It's now time to move on and start making preparations for Medoh's strike on Ganon. But only if you think you'll still need my help while you're fighting inside Hyrule Castle. Feel free to thank me now. Or, never mind, just go. Your job is far from finished, you know. The princess has been waiting an awfully long time.
Although I find Va Medoh to be probably the least interesting of the 4 dungeons, I really do like the fact that you can do it in its entirety without getting the map to be able to control it from tilting side to side. And it's always interesting to see people who go to Va Medoh as their first Divine Beast and ignore the map, considering that the game never tells you it does anything more than be a map, and the maps are almost always useless in Zelda games. So they'll finish Va Medoh without ever knowing that the map actually controls Divine Beasts, and when they get to the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one, whichever one they choose to go to next, they won't think they need the map, so they'll be even more confused than people are when they first get to a Divine Beast that isn't Va Medoh. I always find that fascinating.
Medoh's sights are now set. You'll have a precise speed on Ganon from this vantage point, and when the time is right, give him everything you've got. Now we wait for that perfect moment. Medoh, we've been artfully patient for the last 100 years. I doubt you'll suffer a feather over a few more moments. After all these years, I simply must admit the truth. Even without the power of flight, Link made his way to this divine beast and accomplished something that even I could not. Guess I was wrong about how lucky he would be. I hope that luck holds out, Link, for everyone's sake.
And having finally cleared Divine Beast Medoh, we get Revali's special spell, Revali's Gale. So if we ever need to gain a lot of height quickly, we can do that now. I'm not going to waste it because there are only 3 of them, but it's a really nice thing to have. And I guess while I'm here I'll also just drop the bow to make room for... Oh, that one's going to break anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we'll talk to the Elder, we'll get a thing. You probably already guessed what we're getting, based on the fact that I dropped a bow. But this is probably the most useful of the 4 you clear the Divine Beast, here have a piece of equipment things. Because so far we've gotten a 2-handed weapon from beating Varudanya. We got a spear from defeating Varuda. And here we get the Great Eagle Bow. Not only does this thing have a 28 power, but it also has a ×3. This is the first of its kind we've seen so far. Every arrow that we fire will be split into 3 that all have 28 power. It's an incredibly powerful bow that we'll of course only be using for special circumstances, because that's basically how I roll. So I guess we'll switch back to whatever clothing we were wearing at the time. And I guess that pretty much does it. There are a number of different quests that open up now that we've defeated Medoh. And now that we only have 1 place left to go, I suppose there isn't any particular reason for me to not go there immediately. So I suppose we'll just head directly there.